What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy Onyx. We back on Onyx TV with another banger. Today we finna react to the new evidence that proves Tory Lanez got framed by Megan Thee Stallion, man. So with that being said, you already know we finna hop straight into the video.
Destroy and ruin Megan Thee Stallion's career and her credibility. And they laid everything out on a new website. Congresswoman Anna Paulina is the mastermind behind this new website to exonerate Tory Lanez. And it all stemmed from a tweet that she posted a week ago where she says in 36 hours, we will be releasing new bombshell information that would exonerate Tory Lanez. It wasn't released within 36 hours, but instead they started a website coined after the term 36 hours later and released all the information on that website. A lot of people have questioned her motives, why a congresswoman, a Republican at that, wants to get involved in a Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion hip-hop drama. But she just came out to say she's involved because she truly believes that Tory Lanez was railroaded by a corrupt democratic system. Tory's team did a great job at telling the full story and not just bombarding us with new information right away. One of the initial pieces and the first step.
Goddamn ass.
They pointed out information that contradicted the storyline that Tory Lanez told Megan Thee Stallion's dance bit and then fired 6 shots at her. They released footage of Megan Thee Stallion admitting that she stepped on glass, but not just that. In this interaction with the police, Megan Thee Stallion was very concerned about her going to jail and her being in trouble. And to me, that's very strange. A gunshot victim being really concerned about the police discovering something that could send her to jail doesn't make sense to me. And this isn't Megan Thee Stallion's first run-in with the law. Megan Thee Stallion has a long rap sheet, bro. Megan Thee Stallion has multiple mugshots out there. So Megan Thee Stallion understands the law. If you did nothing wrong and you are the gunshot victim, why would you be going to jail for getting shot?
Facts. That's as dumb as it is.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from. I'm not from here, so I...
Okay. I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
She was also very concerned about her image and how this story would make her look. The storyline of getting super drunk at Kylie Jenner's house, trying to fight Kylie Jenner, fighting your best friend, fighting a man that night, being exposed for sleeping with the man that your best friend is doing a sneaky link with, that looks bad for you.
I'm confused. I hope this ain't the new evidence that they talking about, because everybody already knew that she said that she stepped on glass and she told the police, she lied to the police, said she didn't get shot or whatever, right?
That looks horrible. And then stepping on a glass because you're super intoxicated and you're just drunk looks horrible. But the storyline of this really angry man shot at you because you stood up for yourself, now that storyline looks wonderful for your career. So you could understand how that got concocted as soon as she picked up that phone and called Rock Nation about the quote-unquote incident afterwards. I can almost tell you how that conversation went, bruh. Don't say nothing. Let's intervene. Let's try to get this all cleaned up. Because looking like a horrible drunk who was sleeping with your best friend's man looks crazy. Now, the police didn't just take her word for it. The police did their investigation at the scene. And at the scene, they discovered enough evidence to show that Megan Thee Stallion stepped on glass, which is why when the police charged Tory Lanez initially, they only charged Tory Lanez for gun possession because they found a gun, I think, on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatch.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where happened. So that's all we have so
Right,
far.
so nothing happened in the vehicle.
No,
As
we,
of
no,
right now.
we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told. Okay.
And then there's some cash over, looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut? Or who cut her?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She
right
dropped
here.
a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself.
Okay.
Getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well. Yeah.
Rear passenger step out of the vehicle. Let me see your hands. Show us your hands. Come out with your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with your hands up. Hands up. Alright, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back.
Oh yeah, you could see the bottle right there. The bottle fell, and she did. It looked like she did step on it.
Hey, stop, stop. Move to the left. Keep moving.
It's right down Florida.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Move back.
This some shit. This shit we already knew,
The
y'all.
corruption here is crazy. The police officer literally watched her with her own eyes, seen
why
her in
people acting
4K
like that's some
with
new
her
evidence.
own eyes, stepping on the bottle and then began to limp. She stepped on the bottle in front of the police officers. You just heard her say, oh man, she just stepped on the bottle and she cut her. So if they watched her step on the bottle, cut herself open, probably had some fragments go in the open wound because she's walking on literal glass at the time. How does this equate to Tory Lanez popped
Shooting
at her?
her.
Now, I
It's
do believe a
crazy.
gun was shot that night.
Saying,
Don't
dance,
get me wrong.
bitch, dance.
A gun was indeed shot that night.
That's a real
But
movie shit,
I
y'all.
don't think that gun
People
is
ran
what
with that
penetrated Megan Thee Stallion's skin.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What woman
Bitch,
you
you
know
need to
who
go to
just
jail.
got shot is talking that calmly?
I ain't never seen nobody get shot at like her. Ever.
Is that composed? Is that stoic? A gunshot victim? Is that composed? That stoic? It's kind of like somebody just sitting on the curb, man, like just waiting for the police to go away. Is that? Come on, bro. Bro, anybody with a brain can look at this and say, bro, what are we doing here, bro? How do we go from this to somebody being in jail right now for 10 plus years? This is crazy. And they even show the hospital footage where Megan Thee Stallion is telling the doctors, yeah, I stepped on glass. It's whatever.
And so what happened with you were just one ball stick on the glass. I haven't really cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day. So you were already hurt when you got into her. And then at that point, just your friends were running down.
That's some sick shit, yo. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta be a real sick person.
Pay attention to her saying,
To make
I
up a
stepped
crazy
on
lie
glass
like that.
the other day too. So she already had an open wound. And that would make sense when we get to the gun and the bullet fragments and other things involved in this case. But I stepped on glass the other day too. So hence when she stepped on glass tonight, it just re-aggravated the open wounds she already had. They provided the full timeline to expose the story that Megan Thee Stallion told of, I try to protect Tory Lanez initially, but the only reason I'm saying he shot me now is because he spoke out first. They provided a timeline to show that was an absolute lie. She did not say she stepped on glass initially to protect Tory Lanez, and she didn't change her minds because Tory Lanez spoke out first. That's a lie. So the timeline here goes. Megan posted about being shot on July 15, 2020. Megan names Tory Lanez to the police the following day. On July 16th of 2020. Tory Lanez haven't gone public
why
yet.
they trying to sit here?
July 27th, Megan Thee Stallion goes live
like,
on Tory Lanez's
oh my God,
birthday.
we just discovered
Specifically, this was her first live.
If you would have been paying attention in the beginning, you knew she was fucking lying.
Megan Thee Stallion publicly names Tory Lanez as the shooter. But she already named Tory Lanez as a shooter to the police already, okay? And she goes live on his birthday to taunt him. Continues. Daystar tweets for the first time. So this is when Tory Lanez first tweet to clear his name. Tory Lanez goes live October 20th. This is the first time Tory Lanez goes live to clear his name. So they like, hold on, bro. If you told the police you like got shot, if you got shot like the day afterwards, and you only told them you stepped on glass to protect Tory Lanez, then one, why'd you tell the police you got shot the day after? And then why did you go public naming Tory Lanez when Tory Lanez hadn't spoken or done any press whatsoever? Peep how Megan said in her statement, the narrative that is being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate. She would claim that she was a victim, that she suffered a gunshot wound, and that they pulled bullets from out of her legs. She says, I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. Bullets? There was no bullets found in Megan Thee Stallion's leg. And the reason why Megan Thee Stallion was worried about being arrested, because if you look at the pictures they took at the police station of Kelsey's legs had nothing but cuts and scratches on it. Megan Thee Stallion did a number on Kelsey, and she bragged about it in her song. All right, you could literally see in the song the lyrics says, who will snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. So this is a song called Shots Fired by Megan Thee Stallion. She raps. Who will snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bid that got her chain snatched called a loss had something to say. Hey, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kelsey, after getting whooped on by a woman 4 to 5 inches taller than her with about 50 pounds on her, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that she picked up a gun to defend herself? I don't think so. And this storyline, my perspective, lines up with what the only eyewitness said. What I think happened, my theory, is Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey got into a brutal fight.
They was fighting.
Tory Lanez tried to break it up.
Kelsey shot at her.
Kelsey grabbed a gun and fired shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots
fighting over dick.
However, the bullet fragments ricocheted. And they ricocheted and got into her foot due to the open wound she already had from stepping on glass in the prior days. And then when they all got back in the vehicle, right? And when they all got back into the vehicle, I believe what took place was Megan Thee Stallion then hopped out the vehicle, stepped on glass further, re-aggravate the wound, made the wound look so much more crazy. The police said, what the heck is this? That's what happened. That's the only story that makes sense, and the eyewitness account backs that up. Here is Sean Kelly,
like, what the heck is
the only eyewitness of this case, telling the police that he's seen Kelsey shoot Megan Thee Stallion or fire shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots
sure it looked like a fucking
cup from glass. All of my proposals, my contracts, and my payments so that I can focus on what I actually love doing.
Wait. No, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
Well, the windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't know they were on my side. The girl opened the door, there was 2 girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car.
The doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about...
Did they ever in the trial mention like that they was fighting? Did that ever get brought up that them 2 was fighting, the 2 girls was fighting? Like,
front passenger?
They just skipped that whole part, didn't they?
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger.
This judge
she goes to the front passenger.
Yeah.
And she opens up the car door.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other, and they start fighting.
The 2 girls.
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her, and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
Can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand. And it's loud with the cars.
I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously. That's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming. She starts hitting the girl. The girl then had to sight her feet come out. She started to kick the girl away. Passenger. They get out, they start fighting here, they start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent, and between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Then the gun.
He said then the girl shoots.
The driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You got a lot going on.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so. But then the guy gets out again from the back.
And you want to know what happened to the only eyewitness who identified the woman shooting at Megan Thee Stallion? That eyewitness came to court, and when he got to court, the prosecutors took him upstairs.
And that's one thing y'all need to comment this. How y'all feel about this? Do y'all feel they should let people who change their statements be like a credible witness, or no, they shouldn't be credible no more? Like, their statement shouldn't matter. I feel like it shouldn't matter. Once you change your statement and it's written that you already had one statement and now you changing it, your voice not credible.
Now, the eyewitness was the defense witness.
Shit,
the defense was who called the eyewitness. The prosecutors didn't want to call the eyewitness. The defense called him. But when he got to court, Tory Lanez and his family watched the prosecutors take that eyewitness upstairs, and when he came back downstairs, he didn't speak to Tory Lanez, looked nobody in their eyes, went to the stand, and completely changed up his story.
When we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in, and we sat down, and it was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense that people who saw it just looked at it and said, this is crazy.
Imagine telling the police seconds, minutes after the incident, everything you just saw fresh on your mind. And then a year and a half later,
you change your whole
you
statement.
go to tell that same story you told the police, and the prosecutors walk you upstairs, walk you back downstairs, and your entire testimony changed. Now, all of a sudden, you seen Tory Lanez shooting. This, to me, is the corruptness that went on. Also, by the way, the owner of the gun, the prosecutors sealed that information. The owner of the gun, the name of the owner, got sealed. Nobody knows. All right? Tory Lanez DNA was not found on the gun. It was actually 0.01% of his DNA found. But what that means is that's damn near
like crazy work like Chelsea on that gun, y'all.
1 billion black people, right, share like 0.01% of DNA.
And that's probably why she got immunity.
So
these motherfuckers
his DNA was now found on a gun. The eyewitness is saying Kelsey shot Meg. Megan Thee Stallion is admitting, hey, listen, man, I stepped on glass the other day. I already had an open wound. The gunshots probably got fired at her by Kelsey. She probably stepped on bullet fragments that went into her foot, bruh. And also, by the way, the bullet fragments that got pulled out of her foot, those bullet fragments mysteriously went missing.
Yeah.
They can't be found. They lost the evidence. And Tory Lanez still got convicted in court. To me, this is the example of being railroaded. But let me know what you think. I really want to know. All right, let me know your honest opinion about this, bro.
Right, yo.
Not what you heard. No, your.
All right, y'all. That's the conclusion of this video. My bad. Comment what y'all think. Do y'all feel like they about to sue Rock Nation or sue Megan Thee Stallion? Do y'all feel like Tory Lanez finna get out after this? Because this ain't really no new evidence. This shit that everybody already knew, man. I don't know why they bringing it back up, but we're gonna see how this shit turn out.